Hey there folks, John here with Through My Lens, and today I'm coming to you with another flashlight video. Today I'm going to be taking a look at this Baton 3 Premium Edition from Olight. Now I did an unboxing video, hopefully you've had a chance to take a look at that and get my first impressions on the light. Since I did the unboxing, I have been carrying this flashlight almost daily as my EDC light, and I'm really surprised at how much I like this light. I've liked it much more than I thought I would, primarily due to the form factor and how small it is and how easy this light is to bring with me, no matter if if I would be going into the office or if I'm just staying around the house or going out to the range. This is the light that I can bring with me, and it is really unobtrusive. Mostly I've been carrying the light clipped to my back pocket, and from that I can tell you a couple of things. One, the clip is pretty secure and does keep the light in place when you have it clipped to the pocket. So that's good. Also, I've been pretty impressed that the finish is not showing any signs of wear. Not that being clipped to the back pocket is a location that's particularly prone to wear. It's probably actually going to be less prone than if it would be clipped to a side pocket, because I find in many cases I bang into things that are clipped to my side pocket, like doorknobs and corners of tables and so forth. The back pocket seems to be a little bit more protected in that regard. But the finish, I don't know if this would be considered anodizing or just simply paint, but the blue coloration on this light is not any worse for the wear. I don't see any scuffs or scratches on this from the little over a week that I've been carrying the light. The other thing I really like about the light is the user interface. Now right now I have it in the lockout mode. I press the button, you see nothing happens. You might even be able to see there's a red light that comes on the button that tells you you're in lockout mode. But all you do is hold the button for 2 seconds and you go into the moonlight mode. And that I really like that, because 90% of the time when I go into my flashlight to use it, I'm going to be going in moonlight mode. I tend to use it a lot in my bedroom at night, and in the middle of the night or when I'm going to bed, and I just don't want the high output modes to be in effect there. I generally use the moonlight mode the most. So the fact that it's easy to go in and out of the lockout mode by just holding it for 2 seconds. If it's in lockout mode, it comes on. If it's not in lockout mode, holding it 2 seconds, and it goes back in. That is dead simple. It doesn't take a long time. There's not a lot of finger gymnastics of twisting the cap or tapping the button to make that happen. You just hold it down and it works. I really like that. And I do like the fact that the light has a lot of capability. At the top end, it will do 1200 lumens, and that's pretty impressive. Now, obviously, it's not going to be able to do that 1200 lumens for a tremendous amount of time, but for a light of such small dimensions, such little size, that takes up so little pocket real estate, that's really impressive. So the 4 modes pretty much cover the gambit of 90% of what I would need a flashlight for. About the only thing it wouldn't be my first choice for would be as an outside walking light when I'm walking my dogs, which I have dedicated flashlights to that would be more suitable one for a couple different reasons. But outside of that, the output modes that this light has pretty much covers whatever I would need to do from an EDC capacity. So I love the color, I love the user interface, I love the size. Um, I've never cared, in terms of the negatives, I've never cared for clips that uh, just clip on like this. I prefer a pocket clip that is fastened to the light, like my Okluma here has screws that fasten the pocket clip to the body of the light. Um, so I don't particularly care for that. Um, Gosh, if I had my druthers, I would prefer it not have a proprietary power source in terms of the battery. But beyond that, I mean, the convenience of that you get because of the proprietary battery of being able to recharge it the way you can recharge it, um, both with the little round magnetic charger that has traditionally come with many different Olight models, and the new recharging case that comes with this premium edition. Again, love how the two match up. I'm okay with the proprietary uh, battery, not a huge deal. I honestly have not had that much call to use the case yet. So pretty much everything that I said in my first impressions of the case still stands. I really like the case, and when I first ordered this, I thought that the purpose of this would be to store the light in the case and to keep it in my EDC bag. And I still may end up doing that, but um, I found, the convenience of carrying this light, uh, really, really surprised me. It's made me want to carry it as my on-person EDC light more and more. Prior to that, probably for the last roughly year, I've been carrying this Okluma DC-0, which, this light in the premium edition retails for about $100. This one's about a $450, custom uh, titanium flashlight. One of the best, that you can possibly buy. And, obviously this has a titanium case versus the aluminum case here. There's some obvious advantages to the titanium. This one has a Nichia uh, uh, LED, which is going to put out a much higher color rendering index than the Olight, and it's a more of a neutral light, of course. So many flashlight aficionados are going to appreciate that well over this. But again, the form factor, the smallness of this Baton 3 really does, it provides an advantage over the DC-0, which in and of itself, the form factor is quite nice on that one. They're pretty close in the same diameter, I think. The Olight is just obviously almost twice as long, or twice as tall. So again, the size advantage, is very easily goes to the Olight here. The other thing that I really like about the Olight, more so than the DC-0 here, is the user interface. The DC-0 uses one of the McClicky switches here, and it really just has three modes, Moonlight, Medium, and High. It's in the Moonlight mode right now. I will say the Moonlight mode is more of a true Moonlight mode than on this light. It may be the reflector, it may be a couple other factors, but this light's, the Olight Baton 3 certainly seems brighter than the 1/2 lumen it's rated for. I think the DC-0 is a 1 lumen Moonlight mode, and it does not appear to be as bright as the 1/2 lumen that the Baton 3 is. So again, from an output perspective, there's some advantages to this DC-0, but the McClicky, as you go up, yeah, you've only got 3 output modes, which of course 3 is not very many. And the other issue here is I really don't care for the McClicky button. I'm probably the only flashlight guy that doesn't care for that. I would much prefer a switch like the Olight has here. The problem is because of the diameter, my thumb doesn't fit in there very well to move between the modes. So I find myself going to my finger, which is and it has quite a bit of pushback, quite a bit of resistance to be able to use just your finger. It works just fine. But from a user interface standpoint, I can be sure that I can pick this light up and I can hold the button down and I know I'm always going to be in the moonlight mode. Doesn't matter what mode the light was in the last time I turned it off, as long as I turn it on, hold the button down. When the light comes on, it's moonlight mode. I've already forgotten what mode that I was in when I just turned it off. And I just turned it off a minute ago. So, if I'm not in moonlight mode, which I use most often, when it comes on, see, I'm not. Now I've got to turn it back on and off, a few times to get to the moonlight mode. And I don't like that. I would like to be able to directly go into the moonlight mode without having to make my way through the other modes first. So I'll give points to the Baton 3 from that perspective. Again, comparing it to the other Olight model that I have, the Olight Warrior Mini, the output modes are pretty similar. The operation is pretty similar. The big difference is this one has the tail cap that can get you in trouble from an unintended or accidental activation standpoint. From that perspective, I don't recommend the Olight Warrior Mini for EDC. And when in my recent video that I talked about that, boy, did I hear from the Olight fanboys who expressed to no uncertain terms that I was nuts for not recommending the Olight Warrior Mini for ADC. But again, that's purely from based on the fact that the output mode does make the light so bright, and the fact that it is possible to accidentally activate the light in its turbo setting with the tail switch here. That to me says the light is not ideal for ADC. And again, a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that. That's fine. There's going to be a lot of people that EDC this light without incident, with some of the other precautions that you can take to keep that from happening. I just happen to think that there are better lights to select for ADC, and the Olight Baton 3 is one of them. Again, even if it were to accidentally activate in your pocket, if somehow some pressure came up against the button while it was in your pocket and it were to activate, it's going to be in the moonlight mode. And even if from that mode other light modes somehow activate, even at its high output setting, the light is not going to get so hot that it will burn your pocket or burn your skin. It's not at all uncomfortable at this juncture. Whereas if I if I go into one of the turbo mode output for this light, it very quickly is going to become so hot that it will burn clothing, it'll burn skin, it'll even melt the lens on the flashlight. So, again, this one's been in its highest output mode for several seconds here, and it's not hardly even warm to the touch. It's really pleasant. So, from that perspective, I think I am very happy to to recommend this for EDC and to not recommend this as, for EDC, even though I think this is a fantastic light in every other regard, and I do enjoy using it. I just don't think it's great for on-body EDC relative to other choices in the marketplace, like this light, for example. So really happy with it, highly recommend it. Check out the Baton 3. Don't know how long that some of the various colors that were initially offered in the sale will be offered. I would love to get one of these in titanium. That would be pretty cool. I would prefer that over aluminum. And I'm guessing they'll probably offer it as one of their sort of sprint run limited edition models down the road. Well, there you have it. There's my review of the Olight Baton 3. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care. God bless. We'll see you in the next one. I hope you've enjoyed this production from the Through My Lens YouTube channel. If you did, please click on the like button and do share the video on social media. If you'd like to see more content like it, please do subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and do check out Through My Lens at www.throughmylens.org.